Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. Okay, so today I'm going to help you in terms of how to set up, you know, how to set up your own lab environment. So this is important topic. Now this will continue for next 2 weeks. In fact, actually this session, this question, how to set up your own lab environment. If I put it in a simple way, how to run your applications? That is a question. So, what we are going to do? So, as part of this exercise, I want you to understand that all of you have to run the application first in physical server. Now, when you say physical server, that means then your laptop. That's your physical server for time being what you have. So you have to run your application in laptop. That is nothing great about it. You know that very well. But many things you cannot work in the laptop. And what happens? You need a different environment. Let's say your laptop is Windows, but you need a Linux. I don't know how many of you are using Mac, but you need a Linux because in the DevOps we all about Linux, right? So how do we get it? That is where that we are moving towards virtualization, physical server to virtual server, right? Virtual server. And when we talk about the virtual server, then we'll have a VM. Okay, right? VMs, you run applications. How to run your applications? So now we'll have to run application the virtual machine. But virtualization is also fading away. It's there from last 20 years, these technologies, okay? Not new technology, is there from last 20 years. So nowadays, from last few years, how we run applications? That is a question, right? So that is where I'm going to here help you with the containers. That means earlier we were running the application in physical server, then virtual server, then container. So now, which are the things which I'll teach you for all this stuff? So let me tell you here. First of all of our I would say most of our demo will be on Linux. So either you go for Linux physical host, and I'll teach you Linux also. I'll teach you Linux kernel, I'll teach you Linux user command, I'll teach you Linux administrator command, I'll teach you shell scripting. So these are the topics which you have. Okay, so Linux kernel, that is the one thing which we need to learn. And commands, very important one, and then scripting. So these are the three things which I'm going to cover one session. Each of it will have it, though the topics is pretty large. Then I'm going to also, in terms of virtual server, I'm going to tell you the hypervisor concept, and then I'm going to use that one of the hypervisor, which is VirtualBox. In this training, we'll use a VirtualBox. Now, nowadays there is one more which is getting very popular, that is called WSL. Okay, so WSL is also getting very popular, so that also we can use it. Now, when we migrate to the containers, I'm going to teach you Docker. Okay, and then orchestration, which is in the production, that is Kubernetes. So here, these topics which you see in front of you, these are the each of these are one session. I mean, when I say one topic here is this is used, this is used. These all are small. So these are the topics which is only for how to run your applications, or in simple way, how to set up your own lab environment for learning tools. Now we have a list of tools which you know that yesterday I covered that stuff. So are you comfortable, all of you? All of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So which one I should start with it? So the first thing which I would like to start with it today is hypervisor and VirtualBox, because this I'll continue in a straight way. So without break, this kernel commands and scripting. So let's talk about the hypervisor. So here, let's understand in a simple way, not complicating too much. So this is the physical server. And when you say physical server, from now onwards, I would call it hardware. And when we call it a hardware, CPU, RAM, storage, and all this thing is there. And then on top of that, you install the operating system. This is the OS level, you have it. Now in OS itself, you have a kernel also included. It can be Windows kernel and Linux kernels. We'll have a sessions on a kernel, separate one. And then on top of that, here you get certain resources. This is created by OS kernel, and that is like network, IP address and all. And then you get a PID tree. PID tree means the process ID tree. If you want to see in the Windows, it will be, let me show you here. Look at this. These are the PID tree. Every process, every application which you run in the system, it's attached with the PID, right? PID, unique ID, and using that they allocate the CPU and RAM and then user. Look at this. Every applications is required certain PID, certain CPU, certain memory, and one user. It can be system or Rajesh or whatever it is. So this is the network. So we can access the application from outside. This is a PID tree. So PID tree, a PID allocation. So you can get a CPU, RAM, and association with it. And then root file system. What is the root file system? So I would like to show you one image. I want you to hard code your mind in this. And here it is. Have you seen this somewhere? All of you, have you seen this? All of you, have you seen this?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yes.
So what we call it? So we call it root file system in Linux. Anything which you see in the slash inside that, it's a root file system. It's not a kernel. It's a root file system. Now in Windows, how can you see that? So if we go to the my PC, coming in this. So here it is. Let me add this in a quick and start also. So now this is the one. So this is the root file system. In Windows we have it, this one. Go to the command line and look at the tree. So when you I mean my god, so many. So you have to sort it out. Yeah. So this is the stuff. So this is called root file system for Windows and Linux. So here what we have, if you look at this image, here we have a network, we get the PID tree, we get root file system, and after that one user is getting created, and then you can run applications. I must remind you, the question which I'm trying to address is how to run your app. So if someone will ask you, hey, what are the things you need to run your application? So you can say easily, hey, we need a hardware, we need a kernel, we need a network, we need a bit tray, we need a root file system, you need a user, and then you can run application. Here is the user. Let me show you the task. Mm. See here, look at this. Any of this in my system, so many applications running in my system. And do you see that user column? Anywhere is a blank. So that means you cannot run any applications without user space. Agree with me, all of you? Then you can run application. Here's a kernel. This guy we'll discuss tomorrow in detail. Okay. So this is the stuff, but I was talking about something else, and that was what is hypervisor. So guys, there is one process which is called virtualization. Virtualization means, see, we have one machine right now. This is the one machine, but it's not going to help us. Why? Because what happens if you have one machine? I'll give you a very simple reason, not complicated with the keywords. Let me ask you. So your traffic, that when your application is having very high traffic, you have a 16 GB requirement, and the lowest traffic when you have, then you have a 2 GB requirement. So tell me, when you acquire the hardware for your data center, which one you will buy, 16 GB or 2 GB?
16.
Of course, common sense, right? You will say my the highest traffic why I'm having, and utilization is reaching to the 16 GB. So let's go for 16 GB. But you know what? Your average utilization is only 4 GB or maybe 6 GB. So your wastage is 10 GB per day. Multiply by thousands of server. Look at this. Look at this wastage. So much of wastage you have it. So what we decided, physical servers are not cost efficient, and also when you add the server it take month of time. Why? Approval, finance, buying, support, then configurations, all these things, it will take month of time. So physical server is very challenging, getting a server is very challenging. So what we decided, let's do one thing, because see, we have a traffic more, we want more VM. We have a less traffic, we should run. We have a traffic more, we have a more compute unit we need. But when we have a less traffic, we should have a less compute unit. So what are the rest of the infrastructure you will do? You will give it to someone else or some project, different people, different team, and they'll use it. We'll share that, and the cost of the server requirement will be reduced because we are sharing, we are pooling the resources. So that is where that there's one keyword which has come, the virtualizations. Okay, and virtualization concept has become very popular. It's been there from last 20 years, and different people, different team, and they'll use. Okay, so what is a virtualization? So virtualization is a process using that you can create a virtual compute. Compute unit means processing power, and then storage and network. Okay, now the question is, okay, fine, we understood that. So theoretically, if I say I have I have this hardware, okay, and maybe hundreds of GB, but I want the resources. So this is the on top of operating system you have, and then one software we have to install, hypervisor. So let me write it down, all this thing here. So this is a hardware on that kernel, or and this is the hypervisor. Okay, and what we do, we create a VM, and here is a VM1, VM2, and creating a VM, how much time it will take? 2 to 3 minutes max. And the VM also, we have operating system, mind it. And each virtual machines you have a operating system. Okay, so this is the virtualizations technology what you have. So what is important here, who's creating virtual machine? This is the virtual machines, this is the Windows, this is Linux, this is the Mac. So these are the three virtual machines you can create in the one host, and this kernel can be Windows, Linux, or Mac, anything. So you are creating virtual servers here. So who's going to create a virtual server? So this software, which you call it, this category of software, we call it a hypervisor. Look at this. And here, if you go for, I'll just search in Google, list of hypervisor, list of hypervisor. See, so many you have it, so many products we have it, out of which one we are learning. So we are learning VirtualBox, which is somewhere, should be somewhere here. Oracle, do you see somewhere? Here it is, VirtualBox. So the using VirtualBox, you can create as many VMs you wanted and get it done. So now that is limited. So now let's say if I install the hypervisor in my laptop, okay, so I can get the VM, but there is a limitation actually. What is the limitation? I can get up to the number of VMs what my PCs allows. So I need a, let's say, hundreds of servers. So what to do? And that is where the many companies has come and they say, hey, don't worry about that. We'll set up a hypervisor for you. We'll give you unlimited resources and you pay for what you use. That is where the AWS is there, Azure is there, Google Cloud is there, and so many. Out of which will teach you AWS. There also you get a virtualized environment. But in a when you use for that, you pay for that what you can use it. So in short, I'll teach you today. I'll teach you how to install the hypervisor and VirtualBox, create a VirtualBox. Then also I'll teach you WSL, followed by kernel commands and scripting, followed by Docker, AWS, and then followed by Kubernetes. So these all are platforms where you can get compute, storage, and network, and you can run your applications. Is that clear, all of you?
Are we doing all of
Yes.
that today?
Ah, yeah.
Are we
What
doing
you
all of
said?
that today? So we're doing the hypervisor, the VirtualBox, the WSL, the Docker, and Kubernetes today.
Yeah, yeah. Today we will do
Okay.
that one of each. Okay, so what to do now? So let's install the hypervisors. So these are the hypervisor I showed you. Uh, some of the popular one is like VirtualBox, VMware, somewhere it should be, where is it? See, vSphere is a heavy one. I'm looking for the something which is lightweight workstation. So it's not there in this list, but if you want looking for the lightweight, that means small one. So this is the one for the for laptop. VMware has a multiple products actually. So this is the light one for the laptop. Okay, so what to do? So I'm going to install VirtualBox. So I'll go and say download virtual VirtualBox. Simple. And here I will install it. Now I don't know which operating system you are using, Windows, Mac, or Linux. You have available. In fact, Solidus is there. If you click on the Windows, you get up-to-date packages here. And I'm canceling it because I have already installed. So it's a exe file, and you just download, click next, 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 finish. That's all. Nothing great about it. So when you install it, let me see. This is how you get it. So virtual should be there, right? Oracle. I am not able to find in my server, so I have to do that. Okay, so this is the one I'm going to install in front of you. Should be there, but I think I changed the laptop today. So okay, so here I'm going to install it, VirtualBox 7 version, most recent one. Okay, and yes, next, next, yes, yes, install. Okay, so this is got installed.
Raj, I think you're running out of a battery.
What is that?
I think you're running out of a battery in your laptop.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it's charging. Yeah, done, guys. So I installed it and I'm going to start it. I started it. Now this is your machines. So now, guys, how can I create a virtual machine? So it's very simple, though you can see my screen. Here you can add a new. What is the name you want to name it? So this I'm going to create an Ubuntu 22. Okay, and here you are going to select the ISO image, so you can put it. But right now, do I have a ISO image or not? So I have to check actually, because this says a new machine. So, and I'm having 20, so I'll go with the 20. That's not a problem. So this is the machines. I'm going to locate this package ISO image, latest version. It is a latest version, by the way. So here 20. Okay, CentOS 7 also is there, but for our training Ubuntu will use it. And good to go. And here I think next. Now here you have to decide what is your username and password. So guys, I have a habit of keeping the username Rajesh and password Rajesh123, otherwise I'll forget every training. So this is easy for me. Host name Rajesh only, and this is the domain. It's okay, you can keep it. You can also install in the background and guest addition, but I want to see that something progress. So next. Now, how much CPU you want to give it to this? So I want to give 2 CPU for this. I have a 8 CPU in my laptop in this machine. So 2 CPU. And how much RAM you want to? 2 GB is okay, but I want to spend little bit more. Why? Because I want this to be completed faster. So 6 GB I'm giving to this. And next. Okay, so the disk which will be created, how much for this VM? So 20 GB is their default, but what I will do, I'll make it 30 GB, or let's say 40 GB or 50 GB. I'll make it because I'm going to use for a few installations, so that's okay. And next, this is the summary and finish. Done. So was it difficult creating a VMs? Now guys, here I did in my laptop. I must tell you, here on AWS you will have a website for creating virtual machines. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes, Rachel. I mean, one question about the image. No, how can we get that image?
Yes, so simple. You just don't need to struggle. Just say download Ubuntu image, Ubuntu image. That's all, and it will take you to the website. And here, uh, okay. So here you see that the thing has come. It's a desktop. Desktop means it's like a Windows UI will be there, but we don't want a desktop. I want you to practice on the server edition, command line only. So here you have a command line. This is a 22, but if you want to go for older revisions, here you have it. Other places, 23 in fact has come. In fact, got it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So it will take time. I mean, it's a 4 GB to 5 GB, so it will take 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see the progress. Now it's asking, hey, and mind it, your mouse will not work, so you have to use the keyword English, yes, and continue without updating, or you want to update the new installer. So basically, if I go for the update the new installer, that's good. It will update that from the internet, but that will take a lot of time. So I want to continue without each updating. Okay, so done. And this is the network setup. Let it be continue. Default is coming, so done. Proxy address means internet proxy, nothing is there. Mirrored address, that's okay. And here you want to use an entire disk or something like that. Yes, I want to use it, so done. And this is the summary. And are you sure you want to continue? Yes. Now, what is your name? Rajesh. Server name Rajesh. Username Rajesh. Password Rajesh123. Rajesh123. Enter. Done. Do you want to? This is important for all of you. When you install the Ubuntu, they will ask you open SSH. So you have to select yes, I want it. If you do not, then you'll not be able to SSH to the server. In CentOS, it's not like that, but here it's asking and done. So with some of the software, if you want this, nothing I'm interested right now. Done and good to go. So now it is being installing. It will take I think 10 to 15 minutes of your time to create one virtual machines powered by VirtualBox, and and after that we can use it. Got it, all of you?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yes.
So let's see that. Just wait for it. So now what is the stuff? So here what to do? So first of all, if your laptop is having good configurations, CPU and RAM, create your own VM, because I must tell you here, the VMs you create here in your laptop and use it, or you create a VMs on AWS, it's the same thing. I repeat, it's the same thing. The only thing is, if when you create a AWS VM, you can create as many you wanted, and you pay for what you are using. In a laptop, it's a free, but you have limitations. Like you can only create up to the what resources you have in laptop. And ultimately, after that, once the VM you have it, whether it's on AWS or Azure on your laptop, ultimately you have to learn Linux commands, Linux kernel and scripting, so you can run your applications. By the way, we can run in a Docker and Kubernetes also, that will complete, and AWS also. Okay, so this will take time. We should not wait for it. Meanwhile, we should go for one more topic, and that is called WSL. So what is WSL? So here, if I want you to understand this way, just anything which you're searching from now onwards, okay, anything related to DevOps, you search for and add the Debugschool keyword. So you will come to my tutorials actually. Okay, so that way it will be easy for you to find out rather than getting lost. Rajesh, where are the resources? For example, you want to search Ansible, spelling mistake, by the way. Ansible. These all are the tutorials, you'll get it. And there's one more way you can search for it. Come to this place, and here you search for Ansible. So Google will be faster, but this will take little here. So these are the Ansible or Terraform or any tool as such. Okay, so now what I was trying to do, WSL, right? So WSL and here run Linux on Windows. This is the simplest one. This is a solution which has been given by Microsoft. Okay, so you are on Windows, but that you want to enjoy Linux. So there are many ways, but one of the easiest way which was introduced by Microsoft is that WSL. They call it Windows Subsystem for Linux. That means being in Windows, you can have a Linux environment as well and do all the work an easy way. So for that, what we are going to do? What we are going to do? So the very first thing you are going to install WSL. So WSL has to be installed version 2. So this is a reading, you have it, you should read it. How to install WSL. So I'll go to the PowerShell with admin mode and just run WSL hyphen hyphen install. Let me tell you here one important thing. If your Windows are genuine, then you should run it. If you're not, then I would not take a risk and I would not suggest this one. Okay, so I'll go for the PowerShell here and open up the administrator as an administrator, and here I will just run one command which is called let it come.
So this will work on Windows Home Edition, is it, or does it need any Pro version?
Just try it out. Don't try in the cracked one, because in India we use lots of cracked version of Windows. So if it is a home edition or professional but it's a genuine, try it out. Otherwise you should not blame me tomorrow saying that Rajesh, because of your instruction my Windows got blocked, something like that. Okay, so this is the command to run on the PowerShell and enter. Okay, so I press enter, but it's not consuming. It's taken. So WSL install, and this will install the one of the software which will help you to get this done. Now here it says WSL is not found, this not recognized. So am I doing something wrong? And I don't think so. So what I'm going to do for this is maybe that this utility is not installed. I mean, it's not there. So what I'm going to do, update my Windows actually. So what is happening if this installation is not there, then you are going to update it. So, but if I update it, I have to restart my VM also. So let me find out if I have uh, some workaround for it. So, and I think this one will be the right one. Let me see if without reboot I can run something. So here, and okay, so they're saying CMD, it is there. Let me check CMD also. And WSL install, and CMD is there. Strange, actually PowerShell is not there, but CMD is there. That's okay. So anyways, I am installing the WSL right now, and yes, I am sure about it. And again, installing and downloading will take few minutes. Meanwhile, let me check the my other stuff. Yeah, so now if I see that installation seems to be complete, but still sim progress showing. No, still is going on. Yeah, still is going on. Logs, I'm just reading that, still is going on. So let's come back on this and let me see that WSL. So parallelly I'm doing showing the two demos, so don't get confused. Okay, so 49% almost WSL is being installed, and the VM which I'm having still is being done. It says complete, but if you see the logs is still doing over. So now if you interrupt and reboot the machines, it will start again. So I don't want to do that. So still it's been happening. Okay, so WSL is installed. So now guys, utility which you want to run the WSL file system, it got installed. So here if you see, this is done. Now the question is what you need to do. So now you need a that file system, Linux file system, but you have to decide which Linux file system you want. Do you want Ubuntu or something else? So for that you have to go to. Let me show you the first WSL is there or not. See here, this is the WSL app. Okay, just click on this, and this will be. I mean, it's a command line utility, so you won't feel like it's not having any UI as such. Is that it will run in the background. But now what you'll have to do, you have to go to Microsoft Store. Store, where is the store? Here it is. So now you have to go to Microsoft Store, and in this you have to search for WSL. Okay, and now they'll give you multiple options. VM, which one you want? Do you want 20? WSL 22? Sorry, this is the 20, and I see it's installed. I don't know how come, because it's just not going to install, right? Let me check. Oh, it's there actually. In my system, it's there. But anyways, so here you have to, whatever the steps I follow, you have to follow the same thing. So you have to 20. Here it is. 22. Again, if you want to install, get it. It will take 5 minutes. Some different version of WSL also you can get it here. You have a Fedora is here. Some of that Arc native one here. You can play game again. Fedora, some more Alpine is here, very popular. So a lot of things are there. So 20 is there in my laptop, but 22 also I'm going to install it. So let me get it. So 2 WSL I'll get it. I have a 16 GB resources and i7 RAM, so I'm taking that risk. I mean, risk means my system should not get slow. By the way, you can stop the services again if you're not using it. So you got it actually and open. So my internet is also fast, and I'm opening WSL Ubuntu 22. So I click on the open. It should respond. Let me close some of the. Okay, so I clicked on the open. It should. Okay, I should go to the start menu, search for Ubuntu 22. Here it is Ubuntu 22. This is the one. Here it is. So guys, this is your. Okay, there's some problem. This may take few minutes. Okay, it's still from here it's got installed, but still it's getting it. So if we just wait for a few minutes. Meanwhile, what I'll do, I'll just close this, and I will continue the Ubuntu 20, which is older one. So Ubuntu here, and this is the, okay, this has this also issues. What is this? Failed with error. Installing this may take a few minutes. I don't know why it's taking time, but just we'll have to wait for it. Maybe reboot is required or something. Let's wait for it. So here now I think here I see uh, so you see that reboot now. Reboot now, whenever you get an option, that means it's 100% complete. Now click on this, and the VM powered by VirtualBox is ready. So this VM you can use it, and here this is the VM, Linux VM running on the Windows powered by VirtualBox, and username was Rajesh and Rajesh123, right? Yeah. So Rajesh and password Rajesh123. What is this? Logged in, and here it is. Now I know that lots of people are not comfortable with this, but that's where that we have to learn some of the SSH client putty and all to connect with it. So this is my machines, and I want to check my IP address. My IP address is 10.0.2 192.15. How come? So this IP address I'm not comfortable actually because I'm finding little strange. So I will go to my command line and here if I see IP config my Windows machine. So here it is 192 series. In the VM it is a 10 series. What is this? So basically if you see that, go to the VM and go to the setting, go to the network, and here the driver which is we have attached to the VM is NAT. So what is NAT? You should also there's a I please take a one task, one homework for yourself. You are going to come back and tell me or write a notes for it. What is a NAT networking? What is a bridge networking? What is internal networking? What is a host only networking? And all this thing, because this is not only useful for VM here in this topic, but it will be across every topics actually. You Docker networking, Kubernetes networking, VM networking, physical server networking. This is a common topic which you will experience everywhere. Okay, so here it's a NAT. NAT means it has created one new network within my laptop and assigned the IP address to that. So that's the reason the range which is coming, starting range 10.0.2 or something like that. But you know what will happen? I cannot reach out to this machine. See here, ping. If I do the ping and 10.0.2 dot and 15, I cannot reach out from my host machine. That is a problem. So what we are going to do? So I'm going to change the networking. What networking? So I'll go and change the bridge networking. So what is a bridge? So let me tell you in a simple way. See here, this is my home and this is my router, Wi-Fi router. And now this is my laptop and this my laptop is connected to Wi-Fi router. Are you comfortable so far?
No.
Right now what I am saying bridge network, that means this is my bridge for the whole world. So what I'm saying, this is the VM I'm running in my laptop and I'm saying, hey VM, you do not set up your own network here, but rather, which is NAT, you connect to the bridge only. That means your bridge network only. That means my laptop is also connected to the bridge and my VM which is inside the my laptop also connected to the bridge, same bridge Wi-Fi here router. So I should get the same range. So let me do that. Let me check that. So I click bridge adapter, click OK. And now if I go and check my IP address, it should be changed IPA. See, IP address is what is this? 192.168.1.2, last one. Okay, so it's changed, right? So right now, what is my IP address? And my IP address was ipconfig same series 198 and 192.168.1.14. So that means we are in same network now. So now can I ping my VMs being on same network 192.168.1.2? See, you are able to ping. Understood now? But homework, please take it up. You have to understand all this networking type and so on. That means I can putty from my host machine to this VM and enjoy the experience. Can I do that? So guys, I'm going to use the putty and here 192.168.1.2, enter. Username is Rajesh and the password is Rajesh123, and I can work here as if I'm working on some of the server which is hosted somewhere. I don't care, but it's there. It can be on AWS, it can be on a laptop, it can be in some private data center, but you just need a console and to work on it. Makes sense, all of you?
I don't get it. I think you're too fast. Yeah, I'm going
Yeah,
to go
so
back and pick up all these things again.
yeah. So you can also, go through the recordings and repeat that in a slow motion probably. Or sometime what you can do, if you are not getting at all, then you have to ask me to slow down. So that way I'll be slow down. But the problem is if I slow down too much, it like too much of topics are there. Okay, so now here we just configure one of the VMs using VirtualBox and then we logged in. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? No? Okay. So
No.
now what we were doing is we were running the WSL parallelly, remember? So let me check the WSL is up or not. So it will take some time. I don't know whether it's required restart or not. I'm not able to recall though. Click on this because we do these setups once in a few months. So I think failed to error. I think restart is needed actually. So I'll leave this demo, WSL demo. I'll not continue. But whatever I said, first thing, remember that in order to use the WSL, you have to first install the utility. After that, um, come to the what do you say uh, uh, store, Microsoft Store. Okay, Microsoft Store, and then install the Ubuntu or Ubuntu 20 or whatever it is, Fedora or whatever it is. And after that, you should be able to use it. So let me try one more time if we get lucky because I have to. I know that some restart is required after this. So it says installing this may take few minutes. Failed registry error null. Press any key to continue. This is same error we have in the W Ubuntu also. No, I think there's a different error. Maybe restart will fix that issues. So what we'll do, we'll continue this WSL in the next session. Meanwhile, whatever I have done, you can do that same thing. So guys, how many VMs you can create? So now let me stop this VM first. Okay, power off. So now guys, what you are going to do, let me tell you. So are you going to install the VM again the same way? I mean, it's going to take 30 minutes or 40 minutes, whatever it is. No, I will not do that because I am very lazy person. So do you want more VMs? Yes. So what I will do, right click on this and do you have options which is clone somewhere? It's here. So clone and this is my SQL. I'm naming the MySQL VM. Okay, and finish full clone. So guys, within a seconds, you got second VM, one VM to second VM. So what usually I'll do, I'll tell you the techniques. The one VM which I created, I use as a template. I'll name it this one template. Please mind it. So this is name it template. Ubuntu 22 template. It's a 20, right? Yeah, 20 template. And now onwards, I need a new VMs all the time. I say we need to install Jira. I want to install Jenkins. I want to install SonarQube. I want to install this. I want to install that. I need a machines. Quickly clone it and I get it. And the only one thing you have to do, you have to remember that change the hardware address. What is the hardware address? This one setting. And where is the hardware address? Can you locate? It should be somewhere. Hardware
Network.
address. Network,
Bridge error.
wonderful. Here you see MAC address, so you have to change it. Now let's say you say, Rajesh, I am not changing. What will happen? So let me tell you, network means adapter, that the router which you have in the home or maybe office, they assign the IP address based on the MAC address. So if MAC address is not unique, both the machines will have the same IP address, and sometimes the packet will go to the machine one, and the second the packet will go to the machine second. So this is the problem. So change the MAC address uniquely and save it and start it and then use it. So your life will become very easy. Now you don't need anyone else except yourself to create any of your environments. Are you understanding all of you?
Yes, Raj. I have one question in this. Like, for example, you are giving the base memory and the processor. Okay, so
Yeah.
in my home laptop, I don't know how much processor. I think there is one processor. No, if that is the case, then how can I assign the number of processor to a particular VM?
So here in this here I have a 8 CPU. So 8 CPU I have it. Why? Because in my physical layer it has 8 CPU. So this number is showing because not because of VMware settings, VirtualBox setting, it's because of you have 8 CPU, out of which minimum you should use 2. I mean, you can work with the one also, but most of the application 2 CPU is required. So 2, and then memory depends on the requirement. So depends on
Right.
the requirement.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thanks, Raj.
Yeah, you can go for the disk 40 GB, 50 GB. That's more than sufficient. So now this is my new laptop actually. That's the reason many setups are not exist. So if you see that here, this I created template. What I'm going to do next time, I won't wait for it, and I'll just clone it immediately and change the hardware and start it, and you start using it. And then if I work is done, what I'll do, I'll not waste my laptop storage. What I will do, stop it, and then where is the remove button? Here it is. And delete all files. Okay, not only remove the VMs, but the files will remain same. Delete all the files and gone. So simple. Getting my points, all of you?
Yep.
Okay, so let me check last time, because I think it's required restart. Yeah, that's error. So yeah, so we'll continue this one. So I'll do one thing. I'll restart this, and tomorrow again we'll continue. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do, the WSL which you have pending, and then we'll continue the Linux kernel. So that is important. And next 1 month we'll spend in all this stuff. We'll learn Linux kernel, the command scripting, then Docker, then AWS, Kubernetes, and then we'll start that some of the tooling system, because you should learn the platform first. Any questions so far, all of you? Okay, so task for you to tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to send. I mean, today I'm going to send you some assignments to all of you, and I'm going to also assign the access where you want to submit all of your tasks. I'm going to give you some of the tasks and which you need to fulfill. You can take 2 to 3 days to fulfill this, and then
Have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@debugschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.